Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. It's your boy. Y'all already know it's the MC show. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Quickly, as always, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, get this video out to as many people as possible. It would be very much appreciated. Any sort of love is always appreciated here on my side. We're gonna talk about the Christmas games. Y'all already know Christmas games. NBA in the NBA, very big deal. Always 5 games. We're gonna go over all 5 games. I'm just gonna talk about a few things I noticed in each game. So yeah, let's get started. We're gonna go in order of when the games happen. So the first game, 12 Eastern time for me. Um, the Knicks and the Bucks, 122 to 129. Knicks end up winning by 7. Jalen Brunson had a game, 38 points, I believe. Hold on, let me check. Yep, 38 points. Julius Randle, 24. RJ Barrett, 21. Quickly had 20 off the bench. Bucks, Giannis and Dame had 32. Middleton had 24. Brook had 14. Okay, number one thing. I feel like this is probably going to be a thing we talk about all season long. Milwaukee's defense is not that great. Not at all. Last time I saw they were 20th in defensive rating, but that's up because they were like 26th in defensive rating like not too long ago. So they're trending up, but I don't know if their defense will really get to like average like 15th. I don't know. Just their point of attack defense, which we knew was going to be a problem when you switch in Damian Lillard for Drew Holiday. Anybody could get into the paint, and even with Brook Lopez, obviously he's one of the best defenders in the league. He's one of the best shot blockers in the league. New York had 72 points in the paint compared to 50 points in the paint for Milwaukee. That's where you lose the game right there, because New York, they only made 8 threes. They were 8 for 26 from 3. They got most of their damage from the paint. 72 to 50. And then you have they won the fast break points game 23 to 12. They won the bench points 32 to 20. Like, those were the biggest things for me. Milwaukee's defense allowing 72 points in the paint. 2 years ago, you wouldn't say that, because Milwaukee's defense under Coach Bud were they played a lot of drop coverage, and they allowed you more to shoot threes, and nothing in the paint, nothing. That's why they were a really good defensive team, obviously. But now with Coach Bud gone and Drew Holiday gone, as good as Brook and Giannis are still good, like as good as they are still defensively, like it's way easier to get in the paint when you don't have that guy stopping whoever, any of the guards from getting into the paint. A bad showing for them defensively. They can still make the finals, honestly, just because of how great Dame and Giannis are by themselves. But it's gonna be a really tall task against teams like Philly and Boston, who are top 10 in defense. I mean, top 10 in offense and top 10 in defense. So that's the one thing, or the few things I noticed about this one game. The next game, that was the game with Boston and not Boston, excuse me, Denver and Golden State. You have Golden State losing on the road to Denver by 6. You had what? Curry had 18. You know, if you look up, Curry has not had good Christmas games. I think it's very strange. He has not played well on Christmas, but he had 18, 7 of 21, 3 of 13 from 3. But you have like Andrew Wiggins, 22 points off the bench. Dario Saric, 14. Chris Paul had 13 points. And for the Nuggets side, Jamal Murray was the story of the game. He had 28 points. Jokic had 26, but he had 18 and 18 from the free throw line. He was getting every single foul call. Aaron Gordon, 16 and 10. Michael Porter Jr., 19 and 10. Golden State, well, actually, let me not start there. Let's start with Denver because they won. Jamal Murray just was cooking. Jamal Murray was cooking. In the fourth quarter, turnaround over Curry, off the screen from Jokic, a 3 in traffic. Like, he just took over at the end. and Golden State just they can't do anything to stop him. Chris Paul, like Andrew Wiggins, like Curry, like nobody could really stop any of the guys on the perimeter throughout the whole game. And even with Draymond, again, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this. Their defense just hasn't been that great. They're like middle of the pack, and you know what? Let me not guess. What are they in defensive rating? This is according to NBA.com, by the way. They're fifth, yeah, exactly, middle of the pack. They're 15th in defense, but against guards like Murray, especially in the West, Murray, Fox, Luka, and Kyrie, like they just don't have anyone to stop them. Gary Payne II has been injured. Last time I saw, he was out indefinitely with what was it, his hamstring or his groin strain or whatever it is. That injury, like he's probably the only guard defender who's like really can really like slow down any of the elite guards in the West. So he ended up taking over. Jokic, I said 26 and 14, 8 assists. He's Jokic. It's crazy. 18 for 18 from the line. I know Steve Kerr really complained about the foul calling in this game. You don't usually see Jokic shoot 18 free throws, 4 for 12 from the field. Like if you take half of those away, he would probably have like a subpar game because he was 4 for 12 from the field. But you get good games from Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. So overall, they just have one of the best starting lineups in the entire league. When Kentavious Caldwell had 16 points, I didn't even mention that. But yeah, they just have one of the best starting lineups in the league. Jamal Murray is it sucks because he was playing really well before, but he had the injury, the hamstring injury, which kept him out for most of November. But hey, you see why this team looks completely different when Jamal Murray is healthy and he's hitting on all cylinders. And then for the Warriors side, their bench was amazing. Their bench have 57 bench points compared to 15 from the Nuggets. Andrew Wiggins, probably his best game of the season. I know he had that game versus OKC. We had like 30, but he had 12 points in the fourth quarter. He was really good, posting up Murray, punishing miss switches down low. Oh yeah, Chris Paul, who was pretty good, 13 points. He had 3 threes. Hey, this guy Trace Jackson Davis, the rookie, I'm starting to like him. My dad says this all the time because my dad is a Warriors fan. But they never have size. They never have a big center. Trace Jackson Davis is probably the one guy in this entire Warriors era, maybe besides Andrew Bogut, who has really been a lob threat at the rim. Someone you just pick and roll. He's at the dunker spot. You just throw it up and he just catches it and dunks it. Sort of like Derek Lively or Clint Capella. They've never had that the entire time they've been. They had this core of Clay, Steph, and Dre. But hey, he's been good. He had 8 points off the bench in 14 minutes. Podziemski, the other rookie, he's just really sound. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals. Was 4 for 7. There's a reason why he's starting now. I'm pretty sure he is a 4-year college player, just like Trace Jackson Davis. They're just really fundamentally sound. He fits really well. He plays hard. They're young guys, and their bench probably have been the biggest. If there's one thing you could say about the Warriors, you could say that their young guys are playing well and their bench has performed pretty well. Their biggest problem is just that one, Draymond Green, we don't gotta go over that, and Klay Thompson just isn't shooting well. Curry has been playing fine. His numbers have, I think, dipped a little bit, but just overall, what is he? He's still averaging 28, 4.5, and 4 assists. So, yeah, their bench has not even just this game, but their bench overall has been very impressive to me. So, they lost this game, but their bench really impresses me. Boston and the Lakers. If you watch this game, Boston ends up winning by 11. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Cook, Brown 19, Tatum 25. Porzingis was probably the story of the game. He had 28 and 11. Derek White 18 and 11 assists. Drew Holiday had 18. For the Lakers side, 16, 9 and 8 for Bron. Davis had 40 and 13. Okay, let's start with Boston. Their starting lineup is just nasty, bro. Their starting lineup is just nasty. Best starting lineup in the league by far. In the game, Jason Tatum was 6 for 15. 40%, 1 for 6 from 3. Well, a lot of his points came from the free throw line. He went to the free throw line 13 times. Their starting lineup is just so good. It's so fundamentally sound. Derek White. I see people saying Derek White should be an all-star. I ain't gonna lie. If there's any year that Derek White should be in consideration for an all-star, I think it's this year. I do. His defense has been great. He's been shooting the ball exceptional. Like, they're a completely different team if he's not playing. Just from, like, he's just so good at everything he does. A really complete player at the guard position. And then Porzingis, hey, there's a reason why they got Porzingis. His ability to stretch the floor has been great. Like, he's missed, 8 games this year, and they look completely different when he's not in the lineup. As good as Al Horford has been and still is at his age, he just doesn't have the shot that Porzingis has. Porzingis has a quicker release. Porzingis can hit deeper threes, and he's just better than Horford at the rim these days. 28 points, but only 2 threes. Like he's getting putback dunks. He's rebounding the ball on the offensive and defensive glass. This trade has been exceptional for them. It's helped their offense a bunch. I think one thing you could maybe question in the beginning of the season is how well this team is going to function, how they're going to spread all the love. There was only one basketball, and Tatum or Brown's going to have it a lot of times, but they've made a concerted effort to really involve Porzingis in their offensive system, and it's worked out really well. And Drew Holiday, 18, 7 and 7, good defense, very efficient. Y'all know what he gives you. And then for the Lakers side, you have Anthony Davis, 40 and 13, 20 in the first half. If only he had help. That's what I want to say. If only he had help, because this wasn't LeBron's best game. 16, 9 and 8. Taurean Prince, we gave you what Taurean Prince should. He's a role player, but 17 points. He hit 5 threes. But Vanderbilt and Reddish not giving you anything. The bench, Rui Hachimura had 12, and Austin Reed had 11. But Anthony Davis just needed help tonight. They started Boston has started off really hot. They hit a bunch of threes. They cooled off because they only shot 31% from 3 for the game. They started off really hot, and Anthony Davis was single-handedly just keeping them in the game. They ended up taking the lead in the third quarter, but that was short-lived because Boston takes the lead, and then they just run away with it at the end. Anthony Davis played really well. He's very aggressive. Post up in the paint, bullying guys, bullying Porzingis. So he was very dominant, very aggressive, but the Lakers just needed somebody else to really give him something consistently, and nobody was able to give him that. So that's that. Then we got the Miami game. Miami. Y'all already know that's my favorite team. Miami, real quick. Story of the game, Jaime Jaquez. Miami wins by 6, 119 and 113. Jaime Jaquez, a rookie. 11 for 15, 31 points, 10 rebounds. I mean, we keep saying it, but it's true. This guy doesn't play like a rookie. He just doesn't. 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He just gets in the paint. He literally plays like Jimmy Butler. In the pre-draft process, you hear who his favorite player was, and his favorite player was Jimmy Butler. And he plays just like him. His ability to get to the paint, he's very physical, has very good touch around the rim. When he gets in the paint, it's sort of it's automatic. When he gets in the paint and he shoots, it's just automatic. The best footwork, probably, I don't want to say in the league, but definitely of the draft class, he has the best footwork. And he's just been really good. Bam, 26, 15, and 5. Defensive player of the year. Look. As good as Gobert has been, I don't want to take anything away from Gobert, but you got to understand how good Bam is. Just switching onto guards, being able to guard the rim. He had 3 blocks today. I know people look at blocks a lot and think, oh, okay, this person's a good defender because they got a lot of blocks. Like, Bam is not one of those players. He's a very versatile defender. But you saw today, like, he can protect the rim, and then he can also, in the same possession, go guard your best player on the other side, whether it's they're at the wings, they're the guards, or they're the centers. Good game from them. Tyrese Maxey for the Philadelphia Sixers, just a bad game. 4 for 20, 12 points. I thought Miami played good defense on him, but I also felt like a lot of shots that he just usually takes, he just missed them. I just think that it was an overall bad game for him. Every NBA player has bad games. I thought Miami they did play good defense, but I didn't think that the defense was so overwhelming that he couldn't make more shots. I just thought he just missed a bunch of shots, and then was forcing them a little bit at the end. What kept them in the game was Kelly Oubre had 25, 6 threes. Tobias Harris 27. He had 4 threes. Miami was up by 21. That third quarter, I think what changed in the third quarter was Philadelphia ended up going in zone, and it really messed up Miami's offensive flow. They were able to get a bunch of stops, force Miami into a lot of bad shots, and then go out on the other end, get some threes, get some points in the paint, and that really changed the game for them. And Kelly Oubre was a really big part of that. His length was able to force turnovers. Tobias Harris was just good all night, posting up, punishing mismatches, hitting threes. So even with they didn't have Embiid, but overall, hey, look, Mo Bamba off the bench, 18 points, 7 to 8 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3. Big reason why they were in the game because Paul Reed ended up picking up 4 fouls by the end of the beginning of the third quarter. So he came in and he gave them very good minutes. But yeah, Miami ended up winning that game. Then Dallas Mavericks versus the Phoenix Suns to cap it all off. I don't have to say. I'm not even gonna give you any analysis for Dallas. They won because Luka had 50 points and 15 assists. Derrick Jones Jr. played good too. He had 23. Derek Lively had 20. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 18. But Luka, 50 points and 15 assists. The Phoenix Suns, they've been struggling lately. They might be under 500 now, actually, with the loss. But Durant, not a good game. Grayson Allen had 32. Booker, not a great game from him. He had 20 and 10 though. Chimezie Metu, big game, 23 points, 19 rebounds. But hey, Kevin Durant, you gotta step up. That's it. Devin Booker, you got to step up. That's it. When the star player on the opposing team has 50 and you guys both combined have 36, that's just not a recipe for success. Without Bradley Beal, and because your depth are improving, they have to take a lot of offensive responsibility. And Kevin Durant can't have a game where he's 4 for 11. Devin Booker can't have a game when he's 6 for 14. They just have to be better. That's it. They honestly just have to be better. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Those were all 5 of the Christmas games. Wanted to give you some of my thoughts. If you guys could please, again, like, comment, subscribe, get this video out to as many people as possible. It's very much appreciated. Next video, I wanted to really go in depth on a few teams. Just talk about the teams themselves. Look, one team I might talk about, Detroit. They actually play Brooklyn today, and if they lose to Brooklyn, they will have the streak of most losses in a row in NBA history. They're at 26 right now. It's tied for Cleveland and was the Sixers when the Sixers started rebuilding. So Detroit is one team I wanted to talk about. I wanted to just go in depth on a few teams. Detroit is one of them. So if they lose tonight, because I'm recording this after Christmas. If they lose tonight, then I'll probably do a video on them. So be on the lookout for that. But thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.